Hi Libra, welcome to your July 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. So I am shuffling the cards. my brand of shuffling. I'm putting these, shuffling like a 3-year-old kid. Okay. This is a general focus. Okay, so the overall theme of July for you in general is the Knight of Cups, Libra. In personal relationships, this can be a person who is romantic, is artistic, is trying to woo you with these things. It could be like the person you fantasized, somebody like Libra would totally go with. And I was thinking Pisces. Pisces was flashing in my head. Water energy for sure, if it's a personal situation going on here. Doesn't have to be the sun sign though, but a strong water element, sentimental, creative, someone who is very feeling, not an aggressive type of a person like an Aries or anything like that, fire sign. This is somebody who has a gentle soul. They could be an air sign like you and have, you know, the moon in Pisces or something, but they're, you know, I'm also reading this as gender, so this could be a male under the age of 40, an adult male who happens to be this type of person. In the case of any employment issues, they could be that you're getting an offer. And perhaps you have been not working, and maybe even, I was going to say, maybe even isolating yourself a little bit. If you haven't been working and you really don't want to answer questions from other people about why you're not working. But it might have been that you quit a job. It's not that necessarily that you were fired or anything like that, but you have been searching your soul for some reason. Perhaps you were not happy where you were, and you were really trying to figure out what you wanted to do with your life. And now you have this offer that's coming towards you. And the same thing with your love life. Maybe for a long time you kind of kept to yourself. And you feel like, wow, this is really happening. This is really something that it feels right. But as you are right now, you may be a little bit suspicious. And with the Knight of Cups, everything can seem like perfect. Almost too good to be true. So there is, I mean, it is kind of a smart thing to be vigilant about whatever is going on and make sure that it actually is something that is not being played up like some kind of perfect relationship or some kind of perfect job, because you have been dealing with something that, you know, has made you go within. So you probably were trying to see how you contributed to a past situation. And now you don't want to go jump right back into the fire with a new situation. And so this is, you could even be doing a little bit of investigation to find out if a person is who they say they are, or if a job really is what it's all about, like a company. You may look on their website and look at reviews of the place of employment to see if it's somewhere you want to be. The higher message is the Six of Pentacles. The person is holding a scales, and you know, that's also the symbol of Libra, is holding scales. So fairness is very important to you. And this is a spiritual message. So any time that you're looking to make a decision about whether or not to do something, there always has to be that sense of whether or not it's a balanced situation. For instance, if this is a job offer, are you being offered a fair amount of money? Or is it something where, even if it's more money than you've made before, I'll give you an example. If you are told to write down a figure for how much money that you need to make or something, because they want to have some kind of way to gauge what they can offer you. And you put down a figure and they put a little bit more than that, but you find out through your investigation that it's actually a lowball figure of what the average person makes doing what you do. So fairness is very important, and that may be something that is that you will reveal in your investigation of whether or not it's a fair offer. For your private life, you may be trying to make sure that you are finding a partner who is able to also provide you with certain things in your life. In other words, it's not a one-way street, and you don't want a relationship where you feel drained, like you're doing everything. And sometimes Libra, even though Libra loves fairness, they find themselves in these kinds of situations because they don't necessarily want to cause any kind of disharmony in the relationship by bringing up, hey, you know, you just take from me and you never give back, and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I feel like you really don't care, you're just using me. You may tolerate a situation because you're afraid of making waves, but eventually even a Libra person gets fed up, and so you may have been in that position in the past, and now you're looking for that type of a thing. What crosses you is the Five of Wands. And this can mean that there's conflict in your life. And sometimes it can relate to like a fire sign individual, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who is still hung up on you, wants to be with you, and you have left that relationship. That could be the person that I was just talking about. This person might even be immature. And that was one of the other reasons why you had to leave, because the person wasn't able to cope with frustration very well, and they had a tendency to be irresponsible. And the other thing about this in the situation with the profession, you may discover that this, if you decide to take a new job, that yes, it has more prestige and it pays more, but it's very dog-eat-dog. And you may find that it's an incredibly stressful environment. you may feel like you have to always be on your toes, and if you just pause for 1 second, you could totally fall behind. And that's something that sometimes, like when talking about the Page of Swords, that may be one of those things that you cannot find out about until you're actually on the job, where there's no way to research that, how the other employees will behave. And it also could be that you feel like you're constantly having to prove yourself. And you may not like that because it makes you feel insecure about yourself. The advice for what's coming in, I think this is more of what's coming in. Well, it could be advice. 7 of Cups. Be careful in making your choice. All that glitters isn't gold. And that even goes for the personal relationship. Somebody can pretend to be everything. I think sometimes in certain circumstances, it can be very dangerous if somebody pretends to be this knight in shining armor. They may be just totally putting on a front. If they try to act too perfect, that might be a sign that they're anything but. But even with the job offer, you might have more than one offer, and it's just driving you crazy because you have a lot of you have difficulty making decisions to begin with. You can see all sides of an issue, and so that's where that's coming from. And you may be feeling like, this is very attractive, I'm going to go here, and then you might see something that makes you think twice about it. The outcome is the Seven of Pentacles, and like the 7 of Cups, you have that number 7. The number 7 can be a turning point, and it can also be somewhat of an internal energy where you're using your intuition. This is a card of waiting for the harvest to come in, so there's a passivity to this card of looking to see the developments in a situation. So this is about waiting, having patience, and it can be like sometimes when people have a difficulty making a decision, sometimes that's the best time to just not make any decision and see if other developments occur that help you to be more clear in what it is that you're looking for. Because that's the biggest problem, is that sometimes we're kind of pulled in different directions, and it's literally impossible to make a decision. And if you just see how everything shakes out and just sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to let the universe work things out for a bit, and I'm going to just take a breather. And it's amazing. Sometimes things really fall into place. Now, obviously, there are things that are time sensitive that you can't just somebody offers you a job, you can't just be completely indefinite about it. But sometimes you can be. And it might be something where something gets clarified for you. So I'm going to pick an additional card from my Law of Attraction deck for you and see what that says. Honesty. I am fair and honest, and that attracts fairness and honesty into my life. The 7 of Cups can be a card of deception. So that is a very good affirmation. because I do believe that that's the case. And I don't think that Librans struggle with honesty. As much as I think they sometimes Librans do not tell others how they are feeling. Maybe they kind of dance around it, or maybe they do tell white lies sometimes in order to get around having to really tell people how they feel, out of fearing rejection, fearing conflict. And I think that that's always a good thing when you're in relationships, when you're in, well, business situations are relationships too. When you live in integrity, there's nothing to worry about because you're being totally open and you don't have to remember any lies. So anyway, Libra, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. It'll take you to rainandmoonastrology.com. I hope you have a wonderful July. Bye.